Right after the show, I go across the street, I do my Pilates. I told you 2 hours a day, I like to take care of my body. And you know I've had a struggle with cocaine in my past. And I never went to a place to get the treatment. I don't know how, except God was sitting on my shoulder and I just stopped. There are people in your family, it might be you, who've been struggling. Autobiographical story, and I'm living it. And I'm telling you this. After I go to the Pilates, I go to several meetings.
So y'all, Wendy Williams, once the queen of talk shows, now caught in a whirlwind of scandals, health crises, and whispers of betrayal. But what if I told you? The story isn't what it seems. Buckle up, because today we're diving deep into Wendy's shocking decline, and the truth might just leave you speechless. We all know Wendy as the woman who could spill tea hotter than anyone else in the game, but these days it's Wendy herself who's become the hot topic. From her heartbreaking battles with addiction to an alleged betrayal by the very people meant to protect her, Wendy's story has taken a turn that no one saw coming. And trust me, the twists in this tale are as wild as they are devastating. In this video, we'll unpack Wendy's health struggles, the controversies surrounding her guardian, and the shocking revelations that have everyone asking, what's really going on behind the scenes? But first, let's rewind to where this all began. Flashback to 2019. Wendy Williams was at the top of her game, but cracks were beginning to show. She revealed she was living in a sober house, battling addiction in private while still hosting her show with that signature sass we all loved. She told her audience, "This is my autobiographical story and I'm living it." But behind the scenes, things were spiraling. By 2022, reports surfaced that Wendy had relapsed. After a series of public incidents involving alcohol, she checked into rehab again. Fast forward to 2024, and things went from bad to worse. Wendy was diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and early onset dementia. And while her health was deteriorating, there was another storm brewing, this time involving her finances and legal battles. Here's where it gets messy. Wendy was placed under guardianship in 2022 after her bank, Wells Fargo, raised concerns about financial exploitation. Wendy fought back, questioning why her money was being taken away. "I want my money," she famously declared in a public video, sparking a wave of concern among her fans. Her guardian, Sabrina Morsey, was appointed to manage Wendy's affairs, but y'all, Sabrina quickly became one of the most controversial figures in Wendy's story. Family members accused Sabrina of isolating Wendy, keeping her away from loved ones, and failing to protect her from self-destructive behavior. And then came the Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams? If you've seen it, you know it's raw, unfiltered, and heartbreaking. But Sabrina was furious, claiming the film was exploitative and filmed without Wendy's consent. She even filed a lawsuit to block its release. But here's the kicker. Lifetime clapped back, accusing Sabrina of prioritizing her own reputation over Wendy's well-being. Amidst all this legal drama, Wendy's health continued to decline. In court filings, Sabrina revealed that Wendy is now permanently incapacitated and cognitively impaired. The once vibrant talk show host is reportedly unable to manage her affairs and requires constant care. But here's where things get even murkier. Wendy's family has raised serious questions about Sabrina's role in her care, or lack thereof. They claim Sabrina kept them in the dark about Wendy's condition and treatment. And get this, some fans are even speculating that Sabrina might have ulterior motives. Is she truly acting in Wendy's best interests, or is there something more sinister at play? Now let's talk about the most recent updates. Wendy was last seen in August 2024 during a shopping trip at a holistic wellness store in New Jersey. Witnesses said she appeared okay. Then in October, she gave a rare phone interview where she talked about other celebrities but avoided discussing her health. Fans were hopeful. Was Wendy finally on the mend? But those hopes were dashed when Sabrina dropped the bombshell court filing, confirming that Wendy's condition has worsened, and the details are heartbreaking. Wendy's struggles with alcohol-related brain damage, coupled with her dementia diagnosis, have left her unable to recognize familiar surroundings or process information. And yet, some fans are still holding out hope. Why? Because despite everything, Wendy has shown flashes of her old self. Her trademark humor and wit still shine through in rare moments. But the question remains, is there any way for Wendy to truly recover, or is this the end of her story? As we reflect on Wendy's journey, one thing is clear. This isn't just about her health. It's about the system that failed her, the people who took advantage of her, and the complexities of fame and vulnerability. Wendy Williams isn't just a celebrity, she's a human being who has faced unimaginable challenges. And while it's easy to point fingers at Sabrina or Lifetime or even Wendy herself, the truth is, this story is far from black and white. What's undeniable is that Wendy deserves compassion, care, and dignity as she navigates this incredibly difficult chapter of her life. Before we wrap this up, let's pause for a moment and acknowledge the bigger picture here. Wendy's story is more than just a tale of personal battles, it's a reflection of a deeply flawed system. Whether it's the media that sensationalizes her every move, the entertainment industry that profits off her struggles, or the people around her who may or may not have her best interests at heart, Wendy's journey exposes the brutal reality of fame. It's a world where vulnerability is often exploited, and even those at the top are not immune to being cast aside when they're no longer profitable. Her decline is heartbreaking, but it also forces us to question how we treat our icons when the spotlight dims. Is our fascination with their personal lives fueling their downfall? Or are we just bystanders in a system that's been broken for far too long? What's even more tragic is how Wendy's story reminds us of the fragility of mental health and how easily it can be overlooked, dismissed, or misunderstood. For years, her erratic behavior was shrugged off as part of her larger-than-life personality. But now, as the pieces of her struggles come together, we see a picture of someone who was crying out for help in ways we may not have understood at the time. And yet, despite everything, Wendy has managed to leave an indelible mark on the entertainment world. Her fearless approach to storytelling and her ability to own her flaws made her one of a kind. The truth is, Wendy's legacy isn't defined by her current struggles. It's defined by the millions she inspired, entertained, and connected with during her reign as the queen of daytime talk. Whether her story ends in tragedy or triumph, one thing is certain. Wendy Williams' name will be remembered for generations to come. Let's talk about the chilling reality of isolation Wendy has reportedly faced. Family members have claimed they've been kept in the dark about her whereabouts and well-being, often unable to even reach her directly. This raises a deeply unsettling question. How did someone as high-profile as Wendy Williams become so isolated so quickly? Guardianships are meant to protect individuals who can't fully care for themselves, but in Wendy's case, it seems to have created an emotional and physical barrier between her and the people who love her most. Some fans have speculated that this isolation wasn't just a byproduct of her health, but a deliberate tactic to control her narrative and finances. And this isn't a far-fetched theory. History has shown us that the entertainment industry can be ruthless when it comes to power dynamics. Look no further than Britney Spears' conservatorship battle, where her family and handlers dictated every aspect of her life for over a decade. Could Wendy be trapped in a similar scenario? While there's no concrete evidence of foul play, the lack of transparency from her guardian, Sabrina, and the conflicting reports from family members have left fans questioning the real motives behind Wendy's care or lack thereof. It's a heartbreaking situation that leaves us wondering if Wendy's voice has been completely silenced, not just by her health struggles, but by the very people tasked with protecting her. As we look ahead, one thing remains uncertain. What does the future hold for Wendy Williams? Will she ever have a chance to regain control of her life, or has this chapter of her story already been written? With her cognitive decline and ongoing guardianship battle, it's hard to imagine a comeback as we once hoped. But if we've learned anything about Wendy, it's that she's a fighter. Even in the face of unimaginable adversity, she's managed to inspire a level of loyalty and support from her fans that few celebrities can claim. This unwavering love from her audience might just be her greatest strength. The entertainment industry, her guardian, and even her family may have failed her at times, but her fans continue to root for her. They've started petitions, shared messages of support, and called for more transparency regarding her care. It's clear that while Wendy's story is far from over, how it unfolds next will depend on whether the people around her truly prioritize her well-being over their own interests. Wendy may not be the same outspoken talk show host we remember, but her influence and legacy endure. And no matter what happens next, her story serves as both a cautionary tale and a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. So, what do you think? Is Wendy's decline the result of her health struggles alone, or do you believe there's more to the story? Do you trust Sabrina's intentions, or are you siding with Wendy's family? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're a fan of Wendy, let's send her all the love and support we can. Because at the end of the day, she's given us so much joy, laughter, and yes, drama. It's only right that we stand by her during her toughest times. Thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay messy, stay curious, and stay tuned.